Welcome to Module 5 and to the last video, Introduction to Mobile Apps. We are going to learn the different ways we have to make apps that run on Android devices, and we will use an application called App Inventor to make an app in a very easy way to access the data we have on the cloud from our cell phone. When creating an Android app, there are basically three choices to create a mobile app: native apps, web apps, and hybrid apps. Which one to use? The option you choose largely depends on three main factors: the quality of the experience you want your app to have, the complexity of the features you need for your app to work, and of course, your budget. We will make a short review of each of them. Native apps live on the device and are accessed through icons on the device home screen. Native apps are installed through an application store, such as Google Play or Apple's App Store. They are developed specifically for one platform and can take full advantage of all the device's features. That is, they can use camera, GPS, accelerometer, compass, the list of contacts, and so on. They can also incorporate gestures, either standard operating system gestures or new app-defined gestures. Native apps can use the device's notification system and can work offline. They are mainly programmed in Objective-C and Swift for iOS and Java for Android, although in Android it is also possible to use C and C++. Its advantages are that they are optimized for the device, obtaining the best performance. They provide the best personal mobile experience and usability. On the other hand, it is necessary to program in different languages for each platform, making maintenance and upgrade expensive and code reusability low. Web apps are not real applications. They are really websites that in many ways look and feel like native applications but are not implemented as such. They are run by a browser and typically written in HTML5. Users first access them as they would access any web page. They navigate to a special URL and they have the option of installing them on their home screen by creating a bookmark to that page. Web apps became really popular when HTML5 came around and people realized that they can obtain native-like functionality in the browser. Today, as more and more sites use HTML5, the distinction between web apps and regular web pages has become blurry. Its main advantage is that it is not necessary to write specific code for the mobile app. The code is the same as in the web page. Then, development and deployment costs are low. It's very easy for web developers. The cons are that it lacks operating system feature support. It is slower, especially in graphics and 3D support, and the look and feel is different. Last but not least, hybrid apps are part native apps and part web apps. Like native apps, they live in an app store and they can take advantage of the many device features available. Like web apps, they rely on HTML5 being rendered in a browser, with the caveat that the browser is embedded within the app. Often, companies build hybrid apps as wrappers for an existing web page. In that way, they hope to get a presence in the App Store without spending significant effort for developing a different app. Hybrid apps are also popular because they allow cross-platform development and thus significantly reduce development cost. That is, the same HTML code components can be reused on different mobile operating systems. Tools such as PhoneGap and Cordova allow people to design and code across platforms using the power of HTML. As hybrid apps, they try to gather the best of the two worlds: the flexibility and multi-operating system support of web development and the use of device-specific features. To me, The big advantage is that the same code can be converted in apps for different operating systems and the web. There are a lot of plugins for the different peripherals of current telephones, camera, Bluetooth, etc., but they may not work properly in some devices. That would be the main drawback. Apart from that, it is a very convenient way of developing apps that makes use of internet features, like apps that send and receive data to the cloud. So, which one will we use? Well, in fact, none of them. Since we don't have that much time in this course to learn Java, Objective-C or HTML5, we will use another application that is much easier to learn and use for simple tasks. That is App Inventor. App Inventor for Android is an open source web application originally provided by Google and now maintained by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the MIT. It allows newcomers to computer programming to create software applications for the Android operating system. It uses a graphical interface very similar to Scratch and the Star Logo TNG user interface, which allows users to drag and drop visual objects to create an application that can run on Android devices. There are two main views, Designer and Blocks. This is the Designer, this is the Blocks view. In the Designer view, you create the interface of your app, selecting the components for your app. You can just button, drag it here. You have buttons, text, checkboxes, etc. Anything you need to interact with the user. In the blocks view, you assemble program blocks that specify how the components should behave. For that, you use the blocks on the left. You drag and drop them in the canvas and associate them. You see, like this one with this one, and this one with this one, and so on. Most blocks are very intuitive to use. You assemble programs visually, fitting pieces together like pieces of a puzzle. Your app appears on the phone step by step as you add pieces to it, so you can test your work as you build. When you are done, you can package your app and produce a standalone application to install in your mobile phone. Applications created with App Inventor can be installed on any Android phone. I recommend that you follow the Getting Started with App Inventor guide in the link provided in the screen for better knowledge of App Inventor. Okay, let's have a little demo about using Meet App Inventor. If you go to the URL appinventor.mit.edu, then we click on Create Apps. We can log in with our account. Okay, then we can create a new project. I'm gonna call it Hello World. And this is the main view of App Inventor. We have the designer view. If we click here, we have the blocks view. So first we're going to work on the designer. Here we have the palette. We can drag and drop stuff. So we're going to use button, for example. You have a checkbox, label, whatever. We're going to use a text box also. We can change the text of the button here. For example, you can write "press me." Okay. We can write something also on the text. Some dots. Okay. So this is going to be our main window. So we move into blocks, and then we have standard blocks for text, for logic, for control, like if, while, do. We have list, of course, we have variables, procedures, and then we have specific functions for the devices that we have created, for the controls that we have created for button and from text box. So we mainly want something to happen when we press the button, so we use this one. When button 1 dot click, do something. What are we going to do? Something related to a text box. So we go to text box, and then we see having something when the text box got focus or lost focus. Then we can change text box background color, font size, height. We want to change the text, so we choose this one, set text box dot text to something. Okay, so we want to text and look for something like this is plain text. Look how it fits. Okay, we're at this, we're at here. Button has been pressed. Okay, so now we're ready to go. We have the designer view, we have the functional blocks view, so we can execute it. To execute it, we can click connect, and we have 3 different ways to execute. We can connect our mobile phone via USB. We can use emulator, or we can use an app from MIT called AI Companion, and the app will run directly in our cell phone if it is connected to the same Wi-Fi network that our laptop. In this case, we can use the emulator. You have to install it first. It's in the App Inventor. Meanwhile, I can show you. If you go to resources, get started, setup instructions, and here you have choices. Option 1, install the app and connect and send the app directly to your cell phone. Option 2, emulator, and option 3, USB cable. Okay, so it looks like emulator has started. Okay, we can unlock it and wait until our app is downloaded and it runs. It may take some time, but it's quite fast in an average computer. Okay, the app is running and our app will load. Okay, here we have, it's ready. So when we press the button, we get the text. Okay, the text is a little bit long, okay, but we can, for example, we can delete something, press again, and it works again. Okay, we can reset the connection and start again. If we want to change something, for example, make it longer, okay, we can go here, width and fill parent. Now it takes the width of the screen. So that's all. It's a very easy application builder. We'll see how it works in more detail in the next lesson. Okay, so that's all. After this class, you know the different choices you have to build a mobile app, native, web, or hybrid. You know its pros and cons. We have also presented the MIT App Inventor, the tool that we will use to make a mobile interface for our projects. You can use it in the beginning because it is more powerful than it seems, but if you want to make more professional apps, I recommend you to move to hybrid or native apps. In the next video, we will see how to create an app with App Inventor. See you!